Hola, bona tarda, Laia Tudela. En directe per Catalunya Informació, Ernesto, voldria saber una mica quina està sent la seva experiència personal.
How's your personal experience been of being in Saudi Arabia? Can you explain a little bit what's happened since you've arrived in Saudi Arabia?
Doncs el context social i cultural que es viu en aquest país, quina és la seva experiència, com s'estan sentint?
Bueno, estamos bien, aclimatándonos a...
We're okay, we're acclimatizing to everything.
El año pasado en la Super Copa fue...
Last year in the Super Cup we played
Fue con el formato habitual, sino que hubo un cambio.
in Tangier.
Tánger, y bueno, eso es un paso más.
And this is another step in the change in the competition, the change of the format.
Acabamos de llegar prácticamente, hoy hemos tenido algún problema para la llegada aquí.
We had a few problems getting here with the traffic and a lot of things like that. But we'll be focusing on tomorrow's game.
Bona tarda, Ernesto. Pol Martínez, de Barça TV. Al llarg de la temporada, Barça i Atlètic us enfronteu en moltes ocasions, no només a la Lliga.
You faced each other on many times in the Copa del Rey, in the Liga and in the Champions League. Is tomorrow just another game or is it a different one? What's the importance of tomorrow's game?
I que esteu a les portes d'una final. Gràcies.
Bueno, pues es un formato absolutamente diferente.
It's a completely different format to what we're used to. It's a knockout game. It's not a league game either. It's a definitive game tomorrow. The team who wins will go through to play in the final. So we're treating it like a league game. Obviously we'll be looking for the victory, and we know how Atletico Madrid play. We saw in the last league game that it was a really tight game that we were able to win.
Hola Ernesto, aquí Marta Ramon de RAC1. Una mica en la línia del que et preguntaven abans, us sentiu còmodes aquí?
You feel comfortable here?
Mancances que té el país a nivell social?
Bearing in mind the social situation here, would you have preferred the Super Cup to be played somewhere else? I know there's been a lot of impact on this. There's been a lot of things commented. We have to bear in mind that football
metidos ahora mismo somos una industria
is an industry now.
Que se busca siempre o que se está buscando fuentes de ingreso.
You're always looking for sources of income, and that's why we're here.
Y de la misma manera que hay unas connotaciones especiales en este país, también lo había en
there's different conditions here. There was different conditions in Morocco last year. Obviously, we prefer to be playing at home, but here we are.
Teniendo en cuenta que hay 3 partidos esta semana en que habéis
jugado. You've got 3 games that you'll be playing this week, and you've come in here after the Christmas break, but with hardly any training. Do you think it's necessary to freshen up the team, or focus on this as a very important tournament? We'll see what we do. We just have one game at the moment, and that's tomorrow's. We came in here after playing on Saturday, and we've had 5 days in between. We don't need to be thinking about much more than that. Because after tomorrow, maybe we'll get another game, or there might not be another game. It depends on the result.
Hola Ernesto, Germán García, Radio Nacional. ¿El equipo cómo está? Porque has traído muchos.
How are the team feeling? You've brought a lot of players, 24 players in total. Are there any that might be a little bit injured or not available for the game?
La de mañana. Y en cualquier caso, ¿qué importancia le das a la misma?
Also, what importance do you give to the competition?
Bueno, pues hemos traído muchos jugadores porque tenemos.
We've brought a lot of players because we need to see if we're going to need more players or not. It depends on what happens tomorrow. We have to train in any case. Obviously, we're playing against Atletico Madrid. We know there are no easy games against them. And especially against teams of that quality. We need to be alert because anything can happen in the game.
Hola Ernesto, Elena Condis de la cadena COPE. Arturo Vidal, te pregunto por el chileno, se ha ganado la
Arturo Vidal. He's earned a spot in the starting lineup. Have you spoken to him about to try and convince him to stay? I speak to him like I speak to every other player. He's a player who's with us, and he's doing a good job with our team. We'll see what happens, but he's part of my plans, definitely. Well, for tomorrow, we'll see. We'll see if he starts in the starting lineup or if he comes on as a sub.
No, no hay ninguna pista.
I'm not going to give any clues. Absolutely not.
You
talked about the football industry. I want to ask you directly, which would you prefer? To play here or play the Super Cup at home? I'm going to give you an objective detail. This is my 5th Super Cup. In the first 3, my team had to play the second game away from home against the league champions. These 2, when I've won the league, there's been games in neutrals, in neutral grounds, and this time I have to play against 2 invited teams. It's strange for me to play the Super Cup against 4 sides, but it's okay. It is what it is. Of course, I'd prefer the previous format, but it's the federation who has to decide on the format, and they've decided on this.
Hola Ernesto, buenas tardes. Julio Suárez para La Sexta. Ha sido la anécdota de la tarde. Nos gustaría que nos relatases un poco cómo ha sido.
Can you tell us a little bit about your trip through Jeddah to get here? Well, we got to know the city a little bit better in the car because there was a little mistake with the chauffeur who thought that the press conference was at the stadium where Real Madrid and Valencia are going to play today. He realised a few kilometres down the road, and there's a lot of traffic around here. So I had to postpone the press conference.
Any other question? Sí.
لاحظنا مؤخرا تذبذب مستوى برشلونة في مباريات الدوري، تذبذب مستوى ميسي. هل فالفيردي يملك حلول عندما ينخفض مستوى ليونيل ميسي؟
Obviously, Messi is a very important player for us, and when he isn't playing, we miss him. But it's also true that when there have been games in which he hasn't played and we had to play without him, he's the kind of player who, when he isn't on the pitch, the opponents know, and it's difficult for us. But we have played good games without him. He's obviously the best player in the world, and you notice when he's not playing.
També en referència a la competició, en aquest cas et volia preguntar si no només pel format, sinó pels rivals, per la duresa dels rivals.
Not the format, but the difficulty of the opposition. Would you prefer that this competition was still played in summer rather than January? I don't know, it always seems... And it always has been. Maybe it's just that we're used to it. But it's the first trophy of the season, with the champion of the league, the champion of the cup. I thought the old format was good, was okay, but it's changed.
We're going to
have a look at it once it's over, but clearly the games are attractive for the public. Up against tough opponents, of course, that makes it more spectacular. I don't know if from a sporting point of view, you've got the league champion and the cup champion, and there's only one of each.
نعلم أنه من الاستحالة في كرة القدم اللعب بنسق عالي طوال 90 دقيقة.
ولكن كفريق برشلونة في السنوات الماضية الشكل اللي كنا نعرفه في السنوات الماضية
Está difícil la traducción, ¿eh?
It's difficult, the translation.
A ver si me dicen algo por aquí.
I'll see if they say anything to me.
من الاستحالة في كرة القدم اللعب بنسق عالي وحدة وشراسة طوال 90 دقيقة، ولكن كفريق برشلونة في الموسم الحالي والموسم الماضي انخفضت الحدة والشراسة والضغط العالي في اللعب، أصبحت محصورة في دقائق محدودة عكس ما كان في الماضي. كان الفريق يلعب بحدة وشراسة ممكن 60 دقيقة أو 70 دقيقة. هل الأمر الاختلاف اللي حاصل بتوجيهات تكتيكية أم نقص الجودة الفنية في الفريق عكس ما كان في السابق؟
Bueno, cada uno lo ve de una manera determinada.
Everyone sees everything in a different set way.
El contrario nos marca antes y nosotros.
Sometimes the opposition score against us and we have to come back, and other times we score first.
Muchos altibajos en ese sentido.
I don't think we've had too many ups and downs in that sense in terms of our play in the final minutes. So I think we've been playing well. We haven't got the same amount of points as last season. That's clear. But we're at the top. We finished first in our Champions League group. And we've got every possibility to win every trophy this season.
محمد بن منصور تومسون رويترز. مستقبل أرتورو فيدال مع الفريق خصوصا انه جت عروض من مانشستر يونايتد وانتر ميلان.
Pues nada, que Arturo Vidal juega con nosotros.
Arturo Vidal is playing for us.
En el campo.
And tomorrow he's going to be on the field of play or on the bench.
No tenemos en cuenta los jugadores de otros equipos para que vengan.
Just like we're not thinking about other players and talking about them players we're interested, we're focused on the players who are with us at the moment. Well, those words of Ernesto Valverde, his press conference ahead of
avança Beto, es confia en esta, obre la paleta, la jugada és bona dins l'àrea, continua tot, la talla tot, la remata de gol!
Hola, què tal? Benvinguts a l'Aquí Palau i feliç any 2020. És una realitat que cada dia que passa a aquest Palau Blaugrana li queda una miqueta menys de vida. Però també és una realitat que cada dia que passa ens imaginem, per què no, a les 4 seccions del Barça aixecant la Copa d'Europa. Anem a ser realistes. Fa uns anys ningú creia que l'equip de bàsquet seria capaç d'il·lusionar-nos com ens està il·lusionant a dia d'avui. Tancar els ulls